You know what I mean? I had a couple. What's going on, my brothers? What's going on?
Hey, you've been able to keep your personality the same throughout this whole time.
Yes, sir.
How's that in the NBA?
At times it's very tough. Sorry, I thought that was my phone. I mean, at times it's very tough. You know what I mean? There's a lot of factors that going into being a player. I have my life off the court. I have to deal with my teammates and everybody on the court. These cameras right here in my face. Every day. So it's something that I had to get used to. But I feel like I came from a great home. My mom raised me the right way, and I feel like me traveling around the country around the world as a young child grew me up a little bit, and I feel like it taught me how to be myself, and I just try to stay true to that.
John, you're pretty much a walking double-double last season.
Yes, sir.
Every time you touch the floor. What aspect of your game have you worked on this offseason to kind of take the game to the next level?
Yeah, so that sort of walking double-double, it's sort of been my thing my entire life, rebounds and dunks and, post scores or whatever. So I feel like for me it's, in the way this game is going, just try to develop my skills, perimeter skills, ball handling, perimeter defense, shot blocking, everything. I don't really want there to be a game or a hole in my game. I want, coach to say he can do it all and throw me out there so I can, show what I got. So sort of a little bit of what I've been doing this summer.
So many roster shuffle. It's all you guys again.
Yeah. I mean, that's really big time for me. So if you've watched my career this past couple of years, I've had pretty much 2 total roster changes back to back. So after my rookie year and then coming into my sophomore year, it's been really tough for me just to get used to that in such a league. So for me, coming into my 3rd year, having a more solidified group of guys that I gel with, that the chemistry's there with, it's comforting, man. And I'm just hoping we can stay together for a longer period of time. You know what I mean? I want to grow with these guys.
Speaking of, John, when you first came into this league as a rookie, maybe not everybody knew who John Collins was. I
Right.
think it's safe to say that you exceeded the expectations.
I feel like I have.
And even in the year after, and last year, you exceeded expectations even then. What are you doing to kind of keep reassuring yourself to kind of keep going higher and higher?
Yeah, so I just have to sort of just find that chip. I feel like I've had that chip or a chip on my shoulder my entire life, and that's that sort of extra motivation, that extra gear. And I'm sort of using that this year. I feel like people haven't been giving me my respect for the year I just had. Although coming off of injury, there's a lot of other factors that people might not know about, but that's still that edge, that motivation. I use anything I can just to get up that morning and work harder. So it's about finding, waking up each morning and trying to find something to motivate myself with and push through with.
How do you balance that motivation and as what it is for motivation, but also not getting sucked too far down the rabbit hole of caring about what people think about you?
Right, and that's sort of that balance you have to take because everybody has an opinion. You really can't control what everybody's going to say. Everybody has the right to their own opinion, but for me, it's about controlling what I can control, and I know I can control how hard I work, my effort, my motivation. So I feel like it's knowing that chip is there for motivation, and that chip is not necessarily there to prove anybody's point wrong or to prove anybody's whatever about whatever they're talking about. When it concerns me, it's about trying to use that for fuel, for motivation, so I can work harder. It's not really about trying to focus on that negative, trying to turn that negative into positive for me to go at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What kind of standard did your class and Trae's class set for these rookies now and what they can accomplish with this team in Atlanta?
No, I feel like we've set a huge standard. The players that have come out of these past 2 classes, I feel like have been very impressive. Definitely a lot of talent. So definitely laying out a nice carpet for the next group of guys. Trae, Bruno, Cam come in and start a nice foundation with us in the Hawks. And I feel like we've done a good job of, like I said, laying that foundation for the next group of guys to come in and fulfill their potential.
What's your biggest goal for this season?
Biggest goal for this season, I feel like it's just getting better for me. Last year was up and down. I was hurt, missed the first 15 games or so. So I feel like that was a big ruffle in my season. So a big thing for me is coming back healthy and being ready. So there's no specific, I would say, thing that I'm trying to get better. I'm just trying to see growth, improvement in myself, my game as a leader. That's probably the next biggest thing is seeing growth in that leadership position.
How do you feel? How big is another year with Trae, and what did you get out of last year, and then a little bit like you training with Team USA?
Oh yeah, so Team USA obviously out there with Trae as well. So had a chance to gel with him out there and get some great, coaching tips from Coach Pop and those guys. So great summer experience. And then with Trae, I feel like, our chemistry is it's like a 1-2 punch. You know what I mean? Like peanut butter and jelly. You see us on the court every day. You see how we interact. So I feel like we have a great bond. We have a great pairing with each other. And that's only going to get better. You're going to see a lot of maturity and growth from his decision making to this year. So I think that's only going to pour out more into the court into great plays. And I feel like he's going to be a great floor general leader for our team this year.
Do you feel like this is the year you become a nationally known name?
Sorry, say that part again.
Do you feel like this is the year that you do become a nationally known name?
I mean, I damn sure hope it is. I've been putting in a lot of work, so I'm not really rushing for it to be that year. I just know what I'm going to do on the court. And I feel like, if the media, the fans, if the national media wants to recognize me as one of those household names, I feel like there's going to be numbers and play to back it. So I'm just ready to go.
This team has created quite a bit of buzz, not only around the city, but also around the NBA.
Yeah.
What are the conversations like in the locker room, or do you guys ever feel any type of pressure? What are you guys kind of hearing around the city of Atlanta to, I guess, as reassurance that, you know what, we're doing something right?
Yeah, I feel like for all the returning guys, specifically myself, Kevin, Trae, Dre, DeAndre Bembry, in that sense, we all have, expectations. They saw what we did last year, and they want to see more. They want to see us do better. So I feel like, there is that pressure for us to get better and do more, fulfill our potential. But I feel like, on the other hand, we're confident in what we can do because we know what we have done. We know the pieces that we've added. I know the work I've put in, and I know the work that some of the other guys on our team have put in. So I feel like we're also confident that we've done enough to keep ourselves in the conversation. Now it's about going out there, being consistent, and making it work.
Will this or will this not be a playoff team?
I feel like we are a playoff team. Like I said, just a matter of putting it all together with any team. But I feel like we definitely have enough talent. The coaching is there. Obviously, the youth and experience isn't, but I feel like we can make up for that with guys like Vince, guys like Evan Turner, guys like Allen Crabbe, who can sort of pick up the slack that we don't have in experience but have talent-wise. You know what I mean? It's not like we're one of the teams that lacks talent. We have the talent. It's just about the years and the experience and putting that all together, which takes time. But I feel like we're at a great point right now where we need to be. So going forward.
Historically, though, in this town at least,
Got you next. I get you next.
the Hawks seem like something that happens after football season. What's your message to the fans? What will they be missing if they don't jump on board right away and get going with this?
No, they're missing. In my opinion, the best show in Atlanta. I mean, obviously, I know we are in the South. This is, homegrown football. South is just a football region. I'm from Florida, went to school in North Carolina. I get it. But I feel like we've made enough noise, we made enough buzz. Our owners, Tony, is putting, his heart and soul into, making the Hawks one of the future franchises of the city. I feel like he's shown that with this thing right here, the Emirates Sports Complex, the arena, what he's doing down there. And I feel like it's our job to do what we need to do on the court to bring those fans out. And I feel like we have. So I feel like, as soon as we start winning and taking care of what we need to take care of, I feel like the fans will be right where they need to be. But like I said, it's a process. That takes time. So I know we got to prove it to them first. And I feel like we've done a good job of that. So.
John, you guys tied the league in the most newcomers with only 6 guys from last year.
Okay.
Learning.
All right.
What kind of opportunity do you feel like that presents to you guys as a whole?
I mean, I think it just shows you where we're at as an organization. We want to stockpile young talent, and I feel like we have a lot of young talent right now. Looking to get more. I mean, who doesn't want more young talent? So I feel like I said before, the other younger guys who have been here have laid a nice foundation, and I feel like our higher ups in our front office have seen that, and we want to bring other young talent, other young good guys in here to fill in those footsteps. So it's going to be good, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see those guys flourish.
I don't know if you answered this already, but why cut the hair?
No, I don't think I've answered it here yet. I mean, I just felt like it was time, business time. I've had the Mohawk for a long time, since my sophomore year of high school, junior year of high school. I've seen a lot of other hoopers with it. I just wanted to cut it off, start anew. It's my 3rd year, a big year for me, so I wanted to be all business.
You kind of popped up on that first injury report. Are you going to be good to go for the preseason?
Yeah, I mean, knock on wood. Obviously a little hiccup, but nothing massive in any of the sense. In that way, I'm still active on the court. I'm still participating. Just pretty much, limited but not, not hurt. I feel like I'm gonna be ready to go for game one.
Each year, you all progress since you've been here.
Yes, sir.
And this year, what do you think will be different from the years in the past? Not just for you, but just for the team itself.
I feel like, just for true fans watching, you're just gonna see that chemistry. I feel like this year we truly have a group of guys that want to be in the locker room with each other, that want to play with each other, want to spend time with each other, and I feel like y'all gonna see that pour onto the court. Because if guys really like each other and truly want to play for each other, they have each other's back, it makes playing out here so much easier. So I feel like you're gonna see a more camaraderie group, a more together group this year.
Last year, you solidified yourself as a shooter. What do you want to
Yes,
solidify
sir.
yourself as? Like, what area?
I want to solidify myself as one of the new generation positionless big men in the league. I want to be able to, like I said, touch on earlier, I want to be able to say, John can do whatever it is you needed him to do, whether it is facilitate, play make, block shots, play D. I want to be that new era, new style of big that can switch on the guards, shoot threes, catch lobs, and dunk. I want to be able to do it all. So I just don't want to see a limit on my game. And that's what I want people to sort of describe me like.
There's been some talk been quite well about you and Trae being possibly the next new generation Stockton and Malone. What are your thoughts on that, and how does it feel being Malone to his Stockton?
I just feel like, not to say we're going to be Malone and Stockton right away, but I feel like that's a nice comparison. I feel like when you look at just the way we play and our chemistry, I feel like you don't really see, or you don't really have another pick and roll tandem like him and I in the league, the way we can run it so flawlessly and so effortlessly, over and over and over again. I feel like we are heading in that direction, trending in that direction. Our numbers at a young age, our production, sort of peaks to that, but I'm not going to say we are that yet, but we definitely are in that mold, following along those pick and roll footsteps.
John, what do you think it takes to create a winning team?
Yeah, the first thing, when you want to create a winning culture is, everybody has to be together. I feel like that's the biggest thing. If everybody has each other's back, then there's no discussing of what needs to be, what goes on. Everybody has one track mind. Everybody's trying to win. And then I feel like the other thing is everybody has to be bought into what the team concept is. If you have a couple guys who are maybe a little bit selfish or maybe aren't all the way bought in, it creates tension, and that can also, show on the court. So I feel like those are the two biggest things. Everybody's locked in here for the game plan, so we can all, focus on one goal.
How do you feel about your ranking in top 100?
I saw one. I saw it was like 48 on something, and then after that I stopped really paying attention. But for me, if anyone has me top ranked, top 50, top 100 in the NBA, it's definitely an honor. Obviously, I want to be a little higher. I feel like a couple guys are,
Zion's out here.
yeah, tough. But like I said, it's up to me to prove, other guys who I might feel like aren't, deserving to be ahead of me. To prove that, I'll have that chance to prove that 82 times this year, so I'm ready for that.
John, this summer you had a chance to make your summer basketball debut with your teammate Trae Young in the AEBL. Talk about your experience and what it was like being able to give back to the community.
Yeah, so my first time going out to an AEBL game, had a great time out there with my teammate. It was really good just to, go see some of the faces out there in Atlanta. Like I said, my first time out there, so definitely something new for me. I'm glad I was just able to go out and embrace the community and just have some fun with my brother and show everybody a little sneak preview of what's going on this year in State Farm Arena. So fun.
Why do you feel like the chemistry was so strong right away between you and Trae? It was pretty much instant.
I felt like if you really watched both of our games and you saw what we were good at, the opposites match. You know what I mean? Trae's a really good playmaker. He's a really good creator, passer. I have great hands, athletic, lob catcher. So I feel like when you just watched like what he was really good at and what I was truly good at, they were opposites, and those opposites always attract. So like, when I feel like you turn them over and you put them together, oh wow, those two guys have really great chemistry. And I felt like once Trae was like, oh man, this guy catches everything. And then I was like, oh man, this guy can get me a pass everywhere. You know what I mean? I feel like that's when that confidence skyrockets. And then it's nothing you can do after that point.
John, do you have any interest? Of course, last year you participated in the slam dunk contest in Charlotte. Do you have any interest in participating in the slam dunk contest in Chicago this year? And what will it take in your third season to actually get you into the All-Star game?
Man, so I'll answer that last part of the question first. It's going to take a lot. I feel like, in this day and age, the way numbers are and stats, I'm going to have a really impressive year, which I feel like I have, or I can, proving that I have or am able to have that caliber a year. And what was the other question? Slam dunk contest, man. I still have some interest in it. I might not re-enter back this year, but I definitely have some interest in getting back in there, trying to get that championship, bring that championship back to Atlanta, man. It's a lot of dunk contest champions in that Atlanta uniform, and I want to be one of them. So might not be this year, might be, probably not, but definitely I feel like I'll be back in the future.
What's something that you wish you would have known in high school or college that could have helped you like better yourself today?
I feel like just taking care of my body, stretching more, Norman taking more, cold tub more. When I'm so young, so athletic, everything feels good. I could fall off the side of the rim and get right back up and feel nothing. But it's part of getting older that all those hits, all those knee knocks, everything starts to add up. So, and I'm not starting to feel it obviously until now, until those 82 games a year start to kick in and you really start to feel everything. So, for anybody out there trying to get to the next level, take care of your body. It's important.